Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a different kind of video for me. Today we're doing a straight up, laid back, very chill chit chat discussion video. This is not a get ready with me. This has nothing to do with makeup. This is just something that has really been bothering me lately, and I feel like it's really sad what's going on. Like people, it's just people making mountains out of molehills. So today we are talking about Tati and her new line and all the drama and controversy surrounding it. And before you start typing out a comment saying I'm a suck up and I'm a brown nose and I'm trying to kiss Tati's ass and trying to be friends with her and blah blah blah, let me just go ahead and point this out. I'm not obsessed with Tati. I'm not a super fan. I'm not obsessed with anybody. I don't think she's someone that just doesn't make mistakes and she's just perfect and what she says is the gospel. I could be wrong. These are just my opinions based on watching someone that I don't know on camera on YouTube. I mean, she could be completely different, but I'm a pretty good judge of character. And I feel like Tati is a very honest person. I feel like she is very trustworthy. And I don't feel like she goes into anything with bad intentions or does anything half-ass. There are very few people, very few YouTubers that actually post every single day of the week. And, you know, the fact that she's done that alongside of creating her own line, I feel like that's extraordinary. And that takes a lot of dedication and a really good, hard work ethic. And I feel like people are just discounting all that. It's like if you mess up one time, if you make one mistake in someone else's eyes, everything you've done to prove yourself worthy is just void. She doesn't do sponsorships. She's not a coupon code pusher. She doesn't have coupon codes. She doesn't have affiliate links. She doesn't go on paid vacation, like paid PR trips and stuff. It just pisses me off so bad because I know that could be me in the future. You know, if I ever wanted to start my own business, it's like all what I'm working for right now, you know, this trying to earn your trust and trying to be honest and unbiased, and, you know, if I piss off companies, it's okay. You know, all of that is for nothing because if I mess up one time, you're done with me. You know, it's like there's no redemption for her anymore just because she didn't provide clinical trials and before and afters and blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, I feel like there's a lot that she could have done differently. I feel like her approach and her announcement was very flawed. I feel like she left out a lot of information that we were interested in knowing. But here's what I think. I feel like people would have been pissed regardless of how she did it. If she came on and she did everything that we wish she would have done, if she had given before and afters and clinical trials and this and that, I still feel like people would have picked apart every single thing she did. People would have found something else to be pissed about. And I feel like it's really easy to sit on the outside and say, well, you should have done that differently and you should have said this and she should have given this information. It's so easy to do that when you're an outsider and you're not doing it yourself, because what people are failing to understand is that she is a first-time entrepreneur, but yet we expect her announcement video and her approach to releasing the product to be absolutely flawless. And I think it's putting people on a pedestal and expecting so much from them, and they can't live up to the high standards that we set for them. And that's really sad. I think what it all boils down to is disappointment in the fact that it wasn't makeup or skincare. I think all this frustration and anger and hate towards the product, it has nothing to do with Tati. It has nothing to do with how she announced the product. I think it all has to do with disappointment in the fact that, number one, vitamins aren't exciting, and number two, it wasn't makeup. Now, I'm not going to sit on here and talk about all the ingredients. I'm not going to sit here and go through, oh, this does that. Like, I didn't do any research. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything about supplements. You can't trust everything that you read on the internet. I don't know why we don't get that yet. I'm going to go over a few of the comments that I've read because I've seen so much ignorance, just this know-it-all mentality. It doesn't matter how much research you do. You know, everyone says you got to do your own research. Doing your own research to me means going to your doctor and asking them straight up, hey, here's the ingredients list. Is this going to affect what I'm taking right now? You can't really do your own research and come to a good solid opinion based on what you read on the internet, because even if you're reading articles from actual professionals, you know, actual doctors or dermatologists or whoever you're reading from, everyone has different opinions. Everyone has their own theories. It doesn't matter how much research you do on the internet, it's still the internet and you don't know who you're reading from. And I think all this started from one individual making a public post about this, and I feel like ever since I read that post that person made, I've seen the exact same wording of hers used in everything. And that is Stephanie Nicole. I feel like she's very honest. She's very unbiased. She doesn't care who she pisses off. She's going to give you her thoughts, and if you don't like it, tough. And I love that mentality. I love that unapologetically myself mentality. But I feel like she did cross a line and kind of put her nose in a place where it didn't belong. And because of that, people have taken her wording and taken what she said as the gospel. Because here's what I found, okay? When you see one negative comment, you will see that comment circulated so much. I even see it on my videos. Like, if I were to leave up a comment of someone saying, "You're a redneck, hillbilly, white trash twat," I would see that comment so many more times because people are easily influenced, and negative people, they bounce off of each other, and they use each other's ideas. So I do want to read to you a little bit about what Stephanie said and kind of give you my thoughts on it. I do respect her opinion though, or I do respect her honesty. But I feel like this was very out of line. And she basically says that she's posting this on Instagram because everyone was tagging her on Twitter and asking her what her opinion was. And even if people were doing that, which I believe they were, because people love when people give a negative opinion of somebody or of something, she didn't have to speak out about it. You know, she's saying that vitamins are basically expensive pee for 99% of the population. And I swear to you, I've read at least 25 or 30 comments of people using the phrase expensive pee. But she was basically saying that if you're not deficient in a vitamin, it's basically useless to take it because that's when it turns into expensive pee, and that you should get all of your nutrients from food. Here's my opinion on that. Yes, it's easy to say you should get your nutrition from foods. Most people don't eat super healthy, okay? I am a very, very picky person, so I am nothing but, I'm just one big deficiency. But she's saying that biotin does help a little bit with hair, skin, and nails, but you can buy that much cheaper from the drugstore. Here's my thoughts on that. So, well, actually, I should probably mention, this is stupid. Why didn't I mention this? I haven't bought them, so there's no bias there. Like, it's not like I'm a super big supporter of them, and I'm just like, these are gonna work. I'm super excited. Like, I don't really care if I have them or not. As far as biotin goes, you know, everyone keeps talking about you can buy biotin from the store. You're not just buying biotin with Tati's pills. Like, that's not the only ingredient. There are tons of vitamins, tons of different supplements. It's not just one ingredient. So when you go to the store and you get the drugstore vitamin, you're getting that one supplement. But she's saying that you have to be careful with ingesting certain things, like certain vitamins, because they may conflict with your medications that you're taking. But that is true. You do have to consult your physician. And, you know, people are pissed because she's come out with a vitamin that you ingest, and there's so many issues that you could have with it. We're so worried about ingesting vitamins, but not McDonald's food and all these other restaurants that we go to where it's horrible foods that are affecting our bodies, but we're so worried about vitamins. I read a comment that has made more sense than any of them, and they said people should be more concerned with the horrendous side effects of birth control instead of these vitamins. Stephanie said, I think she was trying to do something that no other creator has launched yet, and if you're on autofill, it's money coming in every month, whereas a pallet you may only buy once. Seems like a money grab to me. So here's where it crosses over, I think, being judgmental and very critical and putting your nose where it doesn't belong. So saying that it's a money grab, she's money hungry, I feel like that is attacking someone's character, and like that's a personal attack in my opinion. And then this is the part that really has me questioning her integrity. And at first glance, it's like, oh, well, she's right. And, you know, she makes a point to a degree, but this is where it gets to be judgy. But she says, it's hard for me to believe that the vitamins do that much since she wears extensions, as do I, wears in general 3 primers, 1 beauty oil, 3 different foundations, 2 different kinds of concealers. I think most of it can be attributed to her skincare routine. I think it would have been best for her to come on barefaced. Here's the thing with that. Almost in every video that she does, she's barefaced. And it doesn't matter what supplement you take. If you're genetically made to have thin, fine hair, or curly hair, or straight hair, whatever, you're gonna have that. It doesn't matter what you take. So the fact that she wears extensions doesn't really make any sense to me, because it's just to add length. It's just to add thickness. Like, you're not gonna change the thickness of your hair. It doesn't matter what you take. And she wears makeup and reviews makeup for a living. That's someone expressing themselves through makeup and just enjoying the makeup process. And another comment that I've seen a lot is, why does Tati feel like she has the credibility to come out with vitamin supplements? She's not a healthcare professional. She knows nothing about nutrition. She's not a nutritionist. Okay. She's not actually going into the lab and making all this stuff herself. She's not just throwing in a bunch of things and making this weird concoction and saying, ooh, I bet that'll work. She's got doctors and healthcare professionals making it for her. She's testing it and approving it. You can say that if she comes out with makeup. Well, she wears makeup, but that doesn't mean she knows how to formulate it. Another comment I've seen a lot is the whole $40 thing. Oh, these vitamins are $40, they're super expensive. They are pricier. You know, the fact that she's having to pay for labs, she's paying these doctors, she's paying all these people. Like, she really has gotten the minds for creating something like this. How is she supposed to compensate them if she doesn't charge a little bit? So yeah, $40 may not be convenient for you, but she's got to make profit, guys. If we looked at how much we spend on food, okay, not healthy food, junk food, do you not spend $40 a month on horrible food that you're ingesting into your body? People are saying, well, I can go buy a bottle of biotin or vitamin C. Yeah, you can buy each individual ingredient that's in these pills, but you're gonna have way more than $40 in it. And what doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, I mean, it makes sense that we want it, but it doesn't really make sense why we're just pleading for it and we're just begging for it. The whole, oh, we want to see clinical trials and the evidence and the before and afters. Okay, all these people saying we can go to the drugstore and get biotin. When you go to the store and pick up that biotin, are you going to ask the cashier or the sales associate where the clinical trials are or the before and afters? Are you going to call up the company and demand to see clinical trials and, you know, who's working on their advisory team, who's coming up with all this, what are the names of the people you're working with? Like, we don't do that with normal people. We don't do that with any other product. Why all of a sudden do we ask for that stuff? Like, why are we so needy that we have to have that? Either buy it or don't. Everything works differently for everyone. So even if we did have before and afters and clinical studies, who's to say that we're gonna get the same effect? Like, we're not. Everyone has different reactions to things and everyone's body chemistry is different. Another comment that I've seen is the whole birth control issue, that certain ingredients in this, I don't know if it's saw palmetto or whatever it is. Again, I'm not gonna pretend to know, but you know, this whole, oh, that can interact with my birth control and I can get pregnant. Here's a little piece of advice. Use a condom. So it's your duty as a responsible adult and an informed adult to do what you have to do to prevent that if you don't want it. Like, it's not Tati's problem. Yes, she should put on here, you know, it may cause side effects if you take this alongside birth control. It may counteract your birth control. She probably does need to put that on there. I don't know if she does have it on there yet, but you know, yeah, she doesn't need to come out and say that. Again, you may read one or two articles that say it may counteract birth control, and people are reading that and running with it. Oh, it's gonna cause pregnancy. Another thing that I've seen a lot is people being pissed at the fact that she's disabled comments and that she has blocked and deleted people. People are so self-righteous and so entitled, and everyone falls back on, well, I have a right to my opinion. Everyone wants to sit back and say, oh, we have legitimate concerns, we're just stating our opinion, she doesn't respect our opinions if it disagrees with her. But no one sits and thinks, well, maybe I could have worded that differently. Maybe I could have said that nicer. I feel like we have to take it upon ourselves for our own sanity and for our own sake to protect ourselves. This is my home, and if you can't respect me in my home, then you're out. And that's another thing. I've always thought this is kind of going off on a different tangent, but people saying I have freedom of speech, that is, I have a right to voice my opinion, okay? This is a message to all you parents out there, okay? If your kid stands up in your face, in your house, okay, in your home, under your roof, with your rules, and says, I'm not going to obey your rules, I'm going to disrespect you, are you going to say, well, you have a right to voice your opinion, this is your right to freedom of speech? No! And I saw one comment, and I actually LOL'd at this, that said, this obviously isn't for everyone. Children can't take it. My 2-year-old can't take it. 2-year-olds can't take anything. They can't take pills. And her audience isn't 2-year-olds. So are you going to say that about birth control? Well, 2-year-olds can't take it, so I can't take it. If it's not safe for 2-year-olds, if it's not safe for children, then I can't take it. There's a lot of adult medication that's not safe for children. So bottom line, my thoughts are either buy it or don't. But I'm not making this video in hopes that you sway your opinion to go buy the product and to show all your support to her. My hope is that this inspires you to be more empathetic and more kind. Yes, we have freedom of speech, but you know, people that have nothing to prove, try to prove nothing. I have freedom of speech. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go around to everyone that I talk to and say, well, you're horrible and you're ugly and I hate you and you're fat. But that's my freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech. That doesn't mean that we have to publicize it, that we have to verbalize our thoughts, especially if they're unkind and they're not beneficial to somebody. If you can't help somebody, at least don't hurt them. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it at least a little bit, but most of all, hope it inspired you and enlightened you, and hopefully I shed a new light on the situation and maybe helped you soften your ideas on the situation and lessen your hatred towards all of it. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Mwah.